Welcome back to the Adaptive Athlete Podcast, the place for conversations with adaptive athletes in the CrossFit space and beyond. I'm your host, Matt Hotho. On today's episode, I'm talking with Emma Hood. Emma is a rookie at this year's Adaptive CrossFit Games. She's competing in the Vision division, and she got here on a road that includes, no joke, walking straight off a roof and shattering both ankles. She was born with aniridia, a rare eye condition she shares with her dad and grandfather, and she grew up in a family that never once asked whether she could do something, only how she could do something. We talk about her jump from jiu-jitsu to CrossFit, how she found wheelwad by stalking an athlete's Instagram, fighting back from illness to place fourth at semifinals, and the community in Hastings that's packing up and heading to San Jose to cheer her on. So here's my conversation with Emma Hood. Emma Hood, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so excited. We've talked a couple of times now on the phone, but I think the thing I just want to start off with, because I think it's going to get everybody's attention right off the rip, is you fell off a roof.
Tell me about that. I probably have one of the most cited jobs that you could probably think of. And so basically I just straight walked off the roof.
So you were up on a roof doing your job. We'll get to that later. Yeah. And then as you were finishing up, you just kind of started walking off?
So here's how it kind of went. It was a Friday afternoon. I was excited to get off,
The roof.
I was excited to get off work and excited to get off the roof. So it's Friday afternoon. We get to this is the last job of the day. I'm pretty excited to get done. And I get up on the roof. I'm headed over to the windows I'm going to do. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to peek my head around this corner, right? To see what's around the back. So I walk over there, look around the corner, everything's fine, and I walk back. But I walked a little bit more than I did, and there was a roof. You know how there's like a roof under you, obviously, because you're up on the higher level, and then there's a lower one. And I thought that it was just one long one. It was not one long one. And so I just walked straight off.
Gosh, how far did you fall?
I think they said it was like 15 feet. So it wasn't too high, but it was right onto concrete. So both ankles and heels shattered. I landed right on my feet because I have cat instincts, land on my feet always.
Always land on your feet.
Yeah. Better than the head, I guess. So, I mean, really.
Of course.
It sucked in the moment, but it could have been worse, right?
Could have been way worse. I think we've all had moments like that where it's like, oh, okay, I'm okay, but I'm not 100% okay. But yes, that could have been way, way worse. Okay, so there's so much to unpack there. Falling off a roof. However, that is not how you got your impairment. Actually, your impairment is the reason you fell off of said roof.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your impairment for a second. What makes you an adaptive athlete and why you're going to your first CrossFit Games?
Yeah, so I was born with a rare eye condition called aniridia. It's very rare. I can't think of the percentage now, but basically it means that I was born without the iris, which is the colored part of your eye. I don't know why that causes you to not see, but it does, I guess. So
interesting. So you were born without your iris, and does it cause you to just not be able to see, period, or is your vision loss kind of going progressively?
So it's just low vision or considered legally blind, I think. I think my vision's like 300/20 or whatever. And it does slowly deteriorate as we get older or whatever. I guess I should also add, so it is rare. My grandma had it, my dad has it, and my dad's brothers, my uncle, all have it. It's so weird. We all range in different amounts of vision. Like my dad's vision is worse than mine, but that's because it gets worse as we get older too. So it slowly gets worse because, our eyes are so dry, so they scar.
Interesting.
And whatever. And we develop like glaucoma and cataracts and stuff like that too.
So it gets worse as you get older, but right now you said it's like 300/20.
Yeah, look, I've been really blessed that it's been pretty steady so far.
So a bunch of your family then have this kind of limited vision, low vision situation. So what was it like then growing up? I mean, obviously when you were born, your parents would have found out and your dad would have been like, oh, okay, this is the journey now that we're on?
Yeah, so it was a very big surprise. So it's such a rare condition and the doctors don't really know anything about it. My grandma was the first one to have it. We don't really know. She just had it. We don't know how. My dad had it, whatever. And they asked the doctors, they're like, could my kids have it? And they said, no, it's only handed down through the mother. So they thought that there was no chance. And my sister, I have an older sister, she came out totally fine, and then I came and they're like, well, what the heck? But I have great parents, I don't think they didn't really blink an eye. It's just whatever. It is what it is, right? It's nothing to stress about, We're just gonna have to figure out how to do things a little different, and that's about it.
So it must have been nice then having, like you said, like your dad's brothers, your uncles, and your dad around to be able to be like, okay, here's what you can expect. Here's what it's going to be like. I mean, was there some support, camaraderie in that way?
Yeah, there's definitely for sure been support and a lot of, I guess you could say teaching moments. Especially my dad, he doesn't really let anything get in the way. So it's not there has never been a time in my life, especially growing up, where, you're not going to do this. It's not you're not going to do this. It's how are you going to do this? You think of all the things, going out and playing with the kids in the neighborhood kids, I still went out and played kickball with them or whatever we did, riding bikes, we did it. Sure. I fell down a lot more than a lot of the other kids, but it's, anytime I would fall down and get hurt and cry, my dad was always there to be like, wipe it off, get up and, keep going. So
it kind of got like this toughness in you then.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed and thankful for that.
Yeah. And you were telling me that your dad like doesn't use a cane, doesn't read Braille. So you kind of navigate the world with adaptations, obviously. But not the ones that people typically think of when they think of someone with low vision necessarily.
Right. Yeah. So he's definitely been a person where he doesn't really want anyone to know. He wants to seem normal, which I understand and I get it. I think it can be a blessing and maybe a curse at the same time. In the sense of, it's great. I'm so blessed of how strong he has made me, but at the same time, there's just some things where, well, people definitely look at you differently, right? And so they have no idea. And I'm trying to think of how to word this. Yeah, it's like being in classes, in school or whatever.
Yeah. So when you were in school, I mean, I know you kind of told me in one conversation, like school wasn't really your thing, which obviously school requires a lot of, reading and seeing and is very like kind of sight biased, right? But like, you would just kind of not tell your friends or just kind of pretend like you could read and see the stuff that everybody else was seeing?
Yeah. So for school, there was no way of hiding it. Because technology has come a long way. It has. It's probably even better since I've been in school, but I was pretty blessed that technology had come a decent amount of way from when I was in school. So basically, how school would work for me is there was this big camera that I would have to set up every day. And then it would go to like a computer top. So, you would use this camera to zoom in and it would show up on the computer. So there was really no hiding that. That was a big, huge red flag that people would see, so friends. And it kind of made me cool. Everyone was pretty, oh my gosh, I always wanted to see it. So that sort of made me a little popular, I guess.
Okay.
And then another thing with school, I think that there's also pros and cons with this that they made me do. At least in elementary school, they made me made a presentation, it made me announce it to my class. Like, here's my condition. This is what it's like, blah, 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 which I think it's a good thing because it helped me advocate. That's one thing I've always struggled with in sucking is, advocating and, telling people about it. Yeah. So there's pros there, but maybe a little downs. I don't think there's a good way or a wrong way to do it, but they made me do it every year. So assuming the other kids, they might be like, oh, we've heard we've heard this kid's story like 4 times, so I don't want to sit through it again. But
Yeah, and it kind of probably made it something for you where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again.
right.
Yeah.
But, I am grateful that they did. It definitely helped in some aspects, though. So,
I'm reminded of when I was in school with my cerebral palsy, like when we had like big school assemblies, they'd always bring me a chair so I didn't have to sit on the floor because it was really uncomfortable for me. And for a while, I think until I was in like 4th grade, I kind of liked it. And then by 5th grade, I was like, whoa, this is like drawing attention to myself.
right.
And I wanted to kind of like you're saying, just kind of fit in, I guess, but I couldn't sit on the floor real well. I had to sit like almost like in a Z, if that makes sense. Like with my legs out to the side, I couldn't sit like crisscross applesauce. And so when it was really packed, people would be like, dude, move in, move your feet in. I was like, I can't,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So back to falling off the roof. That happens and you're in a wheelchair for 4 months. Is that right?
Yeah, roughly about there. I fell in June and they weren't allowing me to walk until like September. So,
Wow. So you're in this wheelchair and at this time you are actually doing CrossFit a little bit. So did you do CrossFit for 4 months in a wheelchair?
yeah, I sure did. Like twice a day too, because I obviously wasn't working anymore. And
Yeah.
the last thing I wanted to do was just stare at the ceiling. And so, yeah, I went in the morning. I did a session, just did whatever the Medcon was, just scaling it. You doing all arms. I got huge arms during that time. And then I went back in the afternoon and, well, kind of just did the same thing again. Just tried to beat my time.
Okay.
So,
Interesting. And you were one of the younger people in the gym?
yeah, always kind of have been. Yeah.
And you told me that your mom kind of got you into CrossFit in the first place.
Yeah, she found it before I did. She wanted to get into a gym. Yeah, it was 2018. She walked into her first CrossFit gym and she loved it. I didn't know anything about it, obviously. I was doing jujitsu and grappling at that time, and I just had to ride with her because she had to be my ride to jujitsu. So I would just go with, and I was like, well, one day I was just like, I don't really want to sit in the car. So I went in and watched these weird people doing monkey bars and stuff. So
they're called bar muscle ups, but I get it.
Yeah. And yeah, so basically how it worked, and then COVID hit, my jujitsu school closed. But we were able to do CrossFit from home because, you're able to do some workouts from home. So I started doing that a lot, and I just never went back to jiu-jitsu and started CrossFit up full time. And here we are, still addicted, still love it. So
when did you fall off the roof then? When does that fit into the timeline?
It was 2020. No, sorry, 2020, like 3, because it was after I graduated. So it was like, yeah, 23.
Okay. So you're deep in this CrossFit journey, fall off the roof, keep doing CrossFit in a wheelchair, get better. When did you decide that you're like, hey, I want to kind of compete, kind of see where this thing can go? When did that competitive fire kind of start up?
Well, I've always just loved like being an athlete, and I love the adrenaline that competing brings. I always thought it was just mainly for fun, nothing too crazy, just be fun with it. This year, even when I signed up for the Open and I found out about this wheel WOD thing, I didn't really know anything about it. I mean, I thought there was no way in heck that, I would make it to the level. I was just going to do it for shits and giggles and just for fun.
Yeah.
And so it really didn't, I still haven't really processed that, I'm going to compete and it's serious,
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I'm there yet.
I think what blew my mind the first time that I got to a wheelbod games was like, oh wait, I'm going to compete with all these people who have the same disability as me. Like competing in our local affiliate, right? We're always like, well, I know I'm not going to be able to do this or do that or have to make this modification, or maybe you see your score and you go, well, I can try and beat it, but I can't compare it to other people.
Right.
Whereas when you do these competitions, it's like, yeah, that person's just as blind as I am, or, just as disabled as I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how did you find Will Wad?
I think I was just like messing around on Instagram one day. I had seen, I don't remember her full name, Kim, one of the vision
Kim
impaired
DeCarroll.
athletes. Yeah. So when I first started CrossFit, I came across one of her videos and I was like, wow, that's really cool. But I was like, wow, that's amazing. But, moved on, whatever. And then she popped back up this year and I kind of don't want to sound creepy, but I kind of stalked her page and I found Wheel Wad on there. Yeah. And so, I stalked her page and I was like, I was going back and forth. I found out that, you can sign up as, the vision category for the CrossFit Games. And I was going back and forth. I was like, do I do just the regular open or do I do this? And I was going back and forth. And I just was like, well, what the heck? It's not going to hurt anything. And so I just was like, what the heck? And so I signed up for the Wheel Wad one. And then somehow I made it to semifinals. Somehow I made it through semifinals.
Right.
And here we are.
Well, and I'm pulling up the leaderboard right now because I don't think you just made it through semifinals. I think you came in 4th. Yeah, you came in 4th in semis. Come on now.
Yeah, and so I got 6th for the open. And that was fun. I was sick during that. I fought through that. And then, I was able to get back up to 4th for semifinals, which was cool.
Wow, you're kind of putting everybody on alert right now on the podcast. You're like, guys, I was sick,
I'm
by
fighting
the way.
for it. Oh no, I don't mean it like that. I just knew I could have performed better for myself. But
sure.
I do think it's going to be really fun competing. I don't know about that first girl. She's on fire. She might win them all. But between me and all the other 9 athletes, we're going to have a fun fight because we're all really close for points. So
you guys are really close for points. Actually, looking at semis, that's going to be a great fight. So have you met Kim DeCarroll yet?
Nope, I've only stalked her.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're going to actually get to meet her then at the games. And your opening line should be something like, "I've stalked you," by the way.
Totally.
Yeah. That's what I did. Like when I walked into the arena for my first games, the first guy I saw was Tom Miazga. And I just go, "Oh my God, Tom Miazga." And he was like, "Hi." And I was like, "Yeah, I probably should have, been cooler." So don't be like me. Or be as excited as me. Yeah, right. Exactly. This episode is brought to you by Equip Products, the leader in adaptive fitness and therapy equipment. If you're a seated athlete, you know that the lap mat is a game changer. It protects your lap during barbell work, lets you train harder, and is trusted by athletes all the way to the CrossFit Games. Built for adaptive athletes by people who get it. Check them out at equipproducts.com. And now back to the show. So let's talk about your community where you train. So you train at Hastings Strength and Conditioning. And what's that community like? You said you train twice a day?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty busy with work right now, but yeah, I typically, the more I can get there, the better.
Okay. So you try and do 2-a-days as much as you can?
Yep.
Okay.
My coach lets me, that is.
And who's your coach?
Ryan. He's also the gym manager there, so he's really good.
So when I feel like when I started doing CrossFit, the guy who owned the affiliate that I'm at, I came in and I was like, "Hey, I have this disability," that kind of thing. We were doing CrossFit for a while. And then when we found Wheel Wad, the way he lit up to be like, "Oh my gosh, I believe in you and want to see this happen for you," blew my mind. Is that kind of what Ryan did when you guys found Wheel Wad?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And everyone at that gym, they're awesome. They're all so supportive. They cheered me on every workout I did, whether it was the open or semifinals. So many people were there. And now that I'm training, everyone's there multiple hours a day training with me and pushing me. So it's such an amazing community that we have. I'm blessed. So
yeah, that's so cool when your community kind of buys into the vision, no pun intended. And and you all like you've got all these people rooting for you. I just feel like there's this energy now that you're going to bring with you to San Jose. That's going to be like, I've got my whole community behind me.
Yeah, 100%.
Who else coming with you to San Jose?
Yeah, so Ryan, obviously my coaches, my folks are gonna go. I got two friends from church,
Nice.
and then for sure two other friends of mine from the gym.
Wow. So you
So
have a crew.
yeah, I'm gonna have a good squad.
You guys are getting an Airbnb probably and gonna like just set up shop.
Yep.
I love
I
that.
think, yeah, my mom's already booked everything. Like, she's so excited. So,
I bet. I mean, my mom was so just amazed at the first wheel wad that we went to. Just
yeah.
that, because I feel like our parents, like, especially when we're born with a disability, they always hope that we're going to be okay. And then seeing us succeed in sport, I feel like is something for them that is just means more than we can ever understand.
Yeah.
Has your mom said anything about that?
Yeah, like when she found out that I had unofficially made it, that Monday when the leaderboard, scores were due, it wasn't finalized, but scores were due, and I was in fourth. She cried, definitely. She kind of spoiled it. She told everyone at the gym that I had made it. So I didn't get to tell everyone at the gym. She kind of did, but
yeah. Be like, all right, mom, fine.
You can. No, she was super excited though, and it's awesome. So,
Do you have a highlight from semis or from the Open?
what do you mean, like
a workout or a moment?
Oh,
that you
my
were
favorite
like, oh
workout?
my gosh, yeah.
From semis. Oh, I really liked that. My favorite was probably the double under snatch one, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So 30 dubs, 15 hang power snatches.
Yeah. Which is surprising because sometimes my double unders can be bad, but that day they were good. So.
Is it hard to get the rhythm because you can't see the rope? Like you kind of just have to listen for it?
No, people say that all the time. They're like, they always wonder how we can do jump ropes. But as far as I'm concerned, you don't need any vision to jump rope. I don't know how people are surprised with that, but
I don't know. I feel like I need to see when the rope like enters my field of vision, and that's like my cue to jump.
Oh, really?
And then throw my hands. Yeah. I could try it blindfolded. I'll try it. You know what, Emma?
Yeah,
I'll try it.
Sure.
I'll try it blindfolded, and see how it goes.
All right. Yeah, you just gotta listen for like the rope to hit the ground, and you'll get it. I believe in you. I think you got
it. Have you been training with a blindfold?
I did do, the Open and the semis with the blindfold at least.
Okay. Is that a weird experience for you?
I guess a little, but it wasn't too bad. Didn't feel too different, surprisingly. The only thing I think that gets a little hard is jumping up on the bar was the only thing I had to figure out.
Oh yeah. Because What are your gymnastics like, if you don't mind me asking?
Gymnastics probably one of the things I had to work on the most.
Okay.
I don't have like muscle ups yet, unfortunately, but toes to bars, I guess, are pretty good. And pull ups are pretty good, but.
Okay. Chest to bar?
Yeah, I can get at least a handful.
Yeah, I saw in that gymnastics workout, it looked like the bar muscle ups were definitely a separator in the division.
I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 people in our field that can do muscle ups.
Okay.
I'm hoping I can figure it out before July, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing to know about the games, right, is you're going to have probably 7 to 8 workouts. And so even if you have a gymnastics one that you can just kind of manage, right? Like just manage your weaknesses and then just excel in your strengths, right?
Yeah.
And then you can still you can podium with that kind of mentality for sure. I mean, worked for me last year. Just crushed out. Day 1 was like, oh, this is a wheelhouse. Day 2 and 3 were like, yikes, but held on. Yeah. Have you ever done what's the biggest competitive thing you've ever done?
I don't know. I mean, I did grapple. I did a lot of tournaments for grappling. Okay. Like we would go to Naga. I think that's probably the biggest one. I don't remember. It was up in the cities, but it was a pretty big one of the jiu-jitsu's biggest tournaments that they do.
Hmm. Okay.
And I was able to get double gold in that. I was able to beat up a really tall boy. So
Stop. Seriously?
yeah, it was like I was probably like 14, 5'3", and this guy's like 6'1".
And you beat him?
Yeah.
I love that story. I love that story. So you got double gold there, meaning you won like 2 years in a row?
Well, I just bet. So there's gi where you're wearing your uniform, and then there's no gi. So in both divisions, I got gold. I mean,
Wow. And you were just up against able-bodied athletes.
yeah, I never ran into anyone with low vision there, unfortunately. But I think that's a really grappling or wrestling is a really decent sport for no one to have vision. So I'm surprised I didn't, but
Yeah, that's interesting. What do you think makes it an easier sport when you have like low vision or no vision? Not easier, but just a manageable sport when you have low vision or no vision? Is because it's more about like feel and just kind of body awareness?
yeah, I think it's a very tactile thing, right? You're connected with the other athlete the whole time, so you know where they are and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Can I interest you in a lightning round?
All right, let's do it.
All right. And you were telling me that you've cheated and you've listened to all my episodes, so you know what this lightning round is going to go like. But I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Oh boy.
Tell me about a piece of technology that's completely changed your life recently.
Probably the meta glasses that the AI feature is really cool. As I think there's a love-hate relationship with AI, but I think for that aspect, it's helped a lot that it can help you get around and it can help you read stuff, which is really nice.
So are you using meta glasses then to kind of like do you wear them on a regular basis in life to kind of see some things and kind of make sense of the world around you?
I've only played around with them a little bit, but I could definitely see myself using them in everyday uses, whether it's like going to the store and asking it to read the back, of the labels to see the ingredients and the nutrition, or just scanning a room, figuring out if there's anyone there. Or my mom's favorite is walking my dog. What's in front of me? Is it a person or is it a mailbox? Because the amount of times that I've said good morning to a mailbox is insane.
Stop. Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
It's kind though. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you think that like it's a person and the person's just not saying good morning back.
Right.
That could breed some resentment. Next lightning round question. What's your favorite way to spend a rest day?
I don't like rest days.
But if you had to, if you were forced to.
Right. Okay. I have to take a rest day. Probably just watch CrossFit YouTube videos on the couch with my dog.
Wow. Wow, you're committed.
Yeah, I got to catch up on like Justin Medeiros' YouTube and all the Boys Interrupted YouTube channel on my days off.
That is solid content. Kudos to them for the work they're doing.
Yeah, for
sure. You listen to Girls, what is it? Girls Unbothered or Girls Unfiltered?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Are you going to try and get over to see some of the able-bodied stuff?
I hope I can, yeah.
Yeah.
If the crowd isn't too crazy. Crowds stress me out, but...
Do they stress you out because there's a lot of stimulus and you can't see real well as to what's going on around you?
Yeah, and I get afraid of getting lost.
Oh, that would make sense. Because if you can't orientate yourself in your surrounding. Okay. Yeah. What would be your ideal workout?
Ooh, what is my favorite workout? Definitely a heavy barbell. Probably like heavy snatch with some wall balls. Handstand walk. I know they probably won't have us handstand walk, but I love handstand walks.
Oh, that'd be cool. Can you do that blindfolded?
I'm sure I could. I don't know why you would need vision for that either.
All right. All
I
right.
actually think that I'm probably more coordinated on my hands than on my feet. So,
Nice. Nice. What is the best Disney movie ever made?
ooh, Lion King. No
I'd
doubt about
agree
that.
with that one.
Yeah.
What's the best song in Lion King?
Probably the opener one.
Mm. Savannah.
Yeah.
All right, if you could pick the music at the gym, what are we listening to?
Oh, definitely like some Brandon Lake.
Okay. So Christian, kind of contemporary Christian kind of stuff.
Yeah. Some hard beat Christian, not like Amazing Grace or something, but like hardcore upbeat Christian. Yeah.
Right. Like elevation rhythm and
Yeah.
Hillsong Young and Free. You know, you kind of
Yeah.
gotta, yeah, where they brought out the 808 and kind of got it going. I understand. Um, cool. That's some good music to listen to. Your coach was telling me you guys also do like worship Wednesdays at the gym.
Yeah,
What's that?
so every Wednesday at our 4:30 p.m. class, we have a little devotional, some open prayer if anyone needs it, and then we just run the same workout and just play, all Christian music during it. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's really nice.
All right, last question. What's a goal outside of fitness that you're currently working towards?
Well, I would say the business, taking over my dad's business for him whenever he's ready to retire.
Okay. Which, in case anybody missed it at the beginning, is a window washing business, which I think begs the question, how does someone with low vision do window washing? So what does that look like for you guys?
I don't know. We just do everything everyone else does. It's really like running the squeegee is all in technique. So you just have it memorized of how you move your wrist and whatever.
Okay.
Not afraid of heights because you can't see the bottom, so that's fine.
But let's not fall off a roof again, okay?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
And you were telling me too that like the meta glasses are actually helping with the window washing too, that like they can tell you if you missed a spot.
Yeah, it's freaky. It can tell like if there's a smudge or something on the window, or if the bottom frame still has some soap suds on it. It's crazy how accurate it is.
That's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got two last questions for you, and these aren't lightning round, so we can kind of just ease into them. If someone who is new to adaptive CrossFit, maybe they have a vision impairment, just like you, and they're listening to this podcast, and maybe you could be their next Kim DeCarroll, what would you tell them to encourage them?
I guess I would say, just keep going even when you don't want to or when you're frustrated. Everyone gets frustrated, right? But it's the ones that are willing to push past it that make the biggest gains.
Yeah.
One thing that I always remember is that 80% is just showing up, right? Even if you feel like maybe it wasn't as good of a session, but just showing up and being there is over half the battle. So
And I like that though, not just over half the battle, like 80%. I think that way of looking at it for me is like, oh man, if I could remember that, I would show up more.
Yeah. It's not all going to happen overnight. Like, right, I've been doing CrossFit for like almost over 8 years now. And it's such a high intensity sport, right? That you have to slowly learn everything over time, and it's not going to happen overnight. You have to do A to Z and hit all the letters in between. So,
and then if you could go back and encourage a younger version of yourself, what would you tell her?
If I could go back in time, it would just be, I wish I would be proud of who I am and being more open with it, right? Don't hold back with anything. Like, for instance, like I was always afraid of going on field trips, like for school, right? Because I didn't think I could see anything, or I would, get lost and go on the wrong bus. But there's no, you're wasting time living in fear. Even though it seems hard in the moment, I would just keep going even when you are afraid, right?
That's good, Emma. So much wisdom. I can't wait to cheer you on in San Jose.
Thank you. I'm excited to meet you and everyone else there.
Not whether you can do something, but how you're gonna do it. She's had to live with adaptation her entire life. The other thing she said is that 80% of the work is showing up. Lord knows I need to hear that some days, and you probably need to too. If Emma's story stuck with you, do her a favor and give her a follow on Instagram as she heads into her first games. You can find her Instagram handle in the show notes. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and if you're not subscribed yet, fix that so that you don't miss what's coming this season, especially as I head to San Jose in the next week to cover the Adaptive CrossFit Games. I'm Matt Hotho, and I'll see you next time.